Hi, in today's video we're going to be addressing the fine lines and wrinkles on the forehead, between the eyes, those furrowed eyebrows, and also we're going to be working on the little bit of the hooded eyes, lifting everything up. We're going to be doing some really great fascia techniques and then finishing off with lymphatic drainage, so we're also reducing toxins and waste within the lymph. So first things first, you can either stand up or sit down doing this. I'd like to sit down, and you want to make sure that your feet are firmly on the ground and that you're not sitting with your legs crossed, so you're nice and straight, your back is nice and straight, and your head is in line, for instance, your ears to your shoulder. This makes you in correct alignment, so you're getting more oxygen, blood flow and circulation, as well as helping detoxification around the head and the neck area when you're in alignment. If you're pulling forward, you're shortening the neck. So once we've done that, you want to start off obviously with clean skin. Now I am going to be using, as always, a little bit of my facial oil here, but if you have a face serum or something, that's fine too. A little bit of grip and glide, but you don't want anything to be sort of too slippery. So I'm just applying just a little bit to the fingers, and whatever you do apply also to the skin is going to penetrate in better and deeper as well. So just first of all applying between the eyebrows, the forehead, and then just down by the temple area where we hold again lots of tension, side, back and front of the ears, just down either side of the neck here, down to the collarbone. So let's first of all open up, you could say, the gates for the lymphatic system. So where our collarbone is, just above, we have some indentations. Just taking the pads of the fingers, let's just give these a few gentle presses. And then working up where our temples are, taking the flat of the hand again for more surface area, let's just do a few gentle, light, circular massages. Now we hold a lot of tension within our face, particularly between the eyebrows and also the forehead if we're quite stressed, and that creates those fine lines and wrinkles. So really calming down the nervous system here. Making sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed, and then just massage in the other direction. And if you like, you can do some really great breathing as well. It's a little bit of a somatic release, in through the mouth and out through the mouth. In through the mouth for 4 and then out through the mouth for 6. This will also help calm down the nervous system and really help with blood flow and circulation and oxygen as well to the neck and the head area when we're doing these fascia exercises. So first of all, taking the fingers, I'm just going to start with a little bit of gentle tapping just to get some blood flow and circulation to the area, making sure the rest of the face is lovely and relaxed. So now we're going to take 2 fingers and we're going to start on some fascia now. So we're taking the fingers and we're placing it between the eyebrows, and we want to pin our fingers down. So once they're in that position, we're going to just gently move backwards and forwards on the bone here. Now we're not stretching at the skin, we're not pulling at the skin. We'll hold, this is a light to medium touch, and then you want to go backwards and forwards and in lots of different directions. And what we're doing here is we're really helping release any tight fascia which is stuck to the bone. And if it's stuck to the bone, we're not actually getting so many nutrients or detoxification as well within this area. So by releasing this fascia from the bone, we're allowing for more space. Now, if you're wondering what the fascia is, it's a connective tissue within the whole of the body, and we're working slightly superficially today on the forehead and the sort of the top of the head area. So, and you can do round circular motions as well, just one way and then the other. This will also calm down the nervous system as well. Remember to do some really great breathing in through the nose and maybe out through the mouth, in for 4, out for 6. So let's work now on the eyebrow area. So again, you can take 1 or 2 fingers. I like to take 2 for maximum, again, surface area. And where the top part of the arch is here, we're placing our fingers onto the bone, Shoulders nice and relaxed, and then pressing down and then just gently working backwards and forwards. Again, on the bone, creating space for the fascia. If your skin goes slightly red, that's fine. That's just blood flow and oxygen. And then go opposite direction. And then round circular motions, nice and slowly. You may feel slightly tender, and if it is, you can release your fingers slightly and then just work in the opposite direction. And then taking our fingers, we're going to do the crisscross method, if you like. So starting from between the eyebrows, we're working in lots of directions. Again, the fascia is in lots of different directions, like a spider's web. So this is a light touch. There's not much fat padding on the forehead. And we're just releasing, again, any tight fascia. So lots of different directions. Now you can do these 3 or 4 times a week, obviously depending how much time you have. If you want to spend a bit more time on a certain area, feel free to do so. And then just taking the fingers, just gliding upwards now, nice and light. Now with the pads of the fingers, we're going to be working on the scalp and the line here, the hairline. If the scalp and the fascia is tight on the scalp, it pulls everything down. So we want to release this to lift everything up and really help with those fine lines and those hooded eyes. So taking the pads of the fingers, I like to work from the hairline, slightly fingers over as well, onto the scalp. May look funny, but if you can do this looking in a mirror, it really does help. And you want to move your scalp upwards, backwards and forwards. So again, we're not moving the fingers. Well, now if you're finding your fascia is quite tight, you'll find that you won't be able to move your scalp so much. And the more you do this, obviously, the looser it becomes. And then you can just go backwards and forwards, side by side, round circular motions. Okay, let's just do this nice and light and take a few. Let's just do, actually, I think, let's just do a couple of deep belly breaths together. In for 4, out for 6. And one last time, in for 4. And exhalation out for 6. Releasing any tension within the forehead, the scalp and the face. And then coming to our temples here, again, let's just massage the temples here. Releasing any tension in the face. And then interconnecting our fingers here onto the forehead, and let's just very gently glide across horizontally. And this is a further light touch, and what we're doing here is moving toxins and waste, which is also within the lymph, but also close to the surface of the skin. And I like to take my ring finger and just work under the eyebrow as well. Light touch, and I'm using ring finger because we have a lighter touch with the ring finger than the other fingers. And then glide down from the temples down to the front of the ears. And you may want to swallow while you're doing this because you can literally feel things moving along. And then behind the ears. And then taking the fingers, let's just massage just the occipital bone, so basically the bottom of the head, top of the neck. Again, we've got some lymph nodes here, and we hold quite a lot of tension in the neck. You give that nice round circular motion, just relaxing everything. And then when the fingers are touching, if you can glide down the big SCM muscle, which is this muscle, down by the side of the neck, down to the collarbone. And we'll do this one side at a time. And then from our beginning point, from the chin all the way down where our collarbone is just above, got those indentations. And I always like to finish off with a lymphatic drainage release, because then we can release the toxins and waste of move within the facial area. So taking the pads of the fingers, just giving that a few gentle presses. Now, once you've done this, I would really recommend just having a nice glass of warm water, body temperature water, to really help with the detoxification. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please comment down below. Tell me how you found this today. And also if there's any other fascia techniques you'd love me to share with you. Tell me where you're from. It's always nice to see where everybody's from in the world. And also please consider subscribing, liking and sharing. And I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye.